All right, we got one more little part to go over before these notes finish. Okay, remember, you should be writing these notes, kind of going over everything that you need to help you remember. Okay, take anything extra, and if you have any questions, email me. I'm gonna post up a video regarding coordinate planes. Okay. So that kind of help you guys out a little bit better. And when you guys are done with these notes, you're going to get the homework from the teacher in the front. So make sure you do that, and it gives you a little bit of time to practice finding coordinates. So we got one more question with Sam and the theater and Beth. Okay, so if you go to the next page, it has the same set of instructions at the top, saying it's each unit. Each of these is a unit. From here to here, each little box is a unit. Okay, unit means one. Okay, that kind of goes back to our ratio reasoning. Now, before I get into it, I kind of want to take a step back. Now, when we looked at all of these, if we look at there's one point right here in the middle, that's really not in any coordinate. It's not in quadrant 1, not in quadrant 2, 3, or 4. But it has a point, right? The point is 0, 0. And this point is kind of our starting point, which is called our origin. So I kind of skipped that over in the first parts, but kind of better late than never. This is called our origin, okay? Our origin is just a point that we start everything from, okay? It's not in either quadrant, okay? But we know that we can kind of look at it and use it to compare where one thing is from another thing, all right? So that's our origin, okay? Make sure you have that down. It's in your vocab too, so make sure you go back and look at that. All right, so back to this. Beth describes her current location. I'm directly south of the theater. Well, if we kind of stop right there and look, we can look at Beth. Beth is south of the theater, right? She's right below it. Halfway to the restaurant. So she's between here and the restaurant. All right, so we agree. Plot and label a point representing Beth's location. What are the coordinates of the point? Okay, so we know that Beth is here between the theater and the restaurant. So if we never knew where Beth was, okay, we could kind of figure it out at this point. We start where the theater is. We know that she's going to be south of it. So south means down, okay? And then the second point says halfway to the restaurant. Well, halfway between here and here is what? Let's count the units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, there's 9. Now, if I want to find halfway of 9, okay, halfway is like what, 4.5? But if I want to look at these units, I can kind of do this. Take one unit from the top and one unit from the bottom. So 1, 1. And then as I go, I'm going to find, make sure that's matching on the top and bottom. Go to the next unit. And the very next unit is going to be here. Okay? So if I look at Beth's point, it's going to be halfway, which is this point right here. Okay? And we can kind of look at it like this. Okay? Halfway is here. So if I look at my coordinate plane, I have my x and my y. My x is going to be -3 because I can go from -1, -2, and this is going to be -3. Now my y is a little bit different, right? We had our point of 9, okay? 9 was our point. What's halfway or half of 9? Well, if you kind of do long division, okay, and you divide it by 2, you can figure out that half of 9 is 4.5. Like I said, you could do long division, you could figure it out. 2 goes into 9 4 times. It's 8. Put a decimal. We don't have remainders anymore, right? We have 4.5. So our point is not going to be a regular number. Well, it is going to be a regular number, but it's going to be a decimal number. Because we can do that. We can find some things that are halfway in the middle, 3/4 of the way. So now Beth's point is -3. And then our y is 4.5 because that's half of 9. So it's going to be negative 3, 4.5. So I'm going to rewrite it kind of down here, make it a little bit better. Okay, so if we're answering this question, what are the coordinates of the point? So Beth's location is at negative 3, 4.5 on the coordinate plane. So I don't want to just write negative 3, 4.5. I want to kind of use it in a full sentence to make sure that I understand everything that I'm writing, okay? So we are going to have decimal coordinates, okay? But that's just kind of normally how we do. If you need to brush up on your long division, you need to do that, okay? So now we're finally done with this question. Now what I want you guys to do is when you go home to try to look at these points and really see and try these hot questions. These hot questions are a little bit tougher and kind of challenge your mind to see if you understand it. If you don't understand it, just try to tough it out, okay? The best thing for you is to see something that you don't know, and maybe now that you kind of have a little bit of knowledge of coordinate planes, see if you can figure out how you can take care of all of this, okay? So you're going to try these hot questions, this one and the next question, okay? They do take more time. They do take a lot more thinking. So try these, and then also try this next set of problems right here. It talks about Haiti, okay? And it takes the country and it puts it on a coordinate plane, okay? And we can kind of see there's a lot of different stories to it. So really want to challenge yourself. Try these out, okay? So what I'm going to do for the rest of these set of notes is I'm going to go back and kind of look at the vocabulary of what we've done so far. So if we look at our vocabulary, well, I'm going to go highlight the ones that we've done so far. So on a coordinate plane, we talked about negative numbers. Okay, negative numbers go to the left and down. Okay, we've talked about positive numbers. Positive numbers go to the right and up. Okay. Now, the next thing we've kind of got into a little bit was scale. Scale is just the units, what the units are called on the coordinate plane. So we had, on ours, we had each unit, one unit was 1 kilometer. Okay, so that was our example from our problem. 1 unit, 1 equals 1 kilometer. Okay, that was from our problem. Variable, we'll get into that later. Axes, okay, we did get into this, okay. The 2 number lines on a coordinate plane. So remember what are our axes? X-axis, which goes left to right. Y-axis goes up and down. Okay. We also talked about our coordinate plane, which is our 4 quadrants. Okay. We talked about our coordinates, which was our ordered pair, or where our numbers were. Remember, these are signified by X and Y. We talked about our X-axis, Y-axis, which is horizontal. Horizontal just means left and right. Vertical means up and down. All right. Ordered pair, a pair of numbers. Okay. Pair of numbers that give the location of a point. Okay. Gone over those. Those are the same thing. X and Y. Okay. So we have gone over a lot of vocabulary, but we still have a few more. Okay. So our x coordinate is find the number in the first coordinate. Okay. Our x coordinate is just the first number in our ordered pair. Same thing. Y coordinate is the second number in our ordered pair. We've gone over quadrants. Okay. We have 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can kind of figure that out by making a